我是你们的皮皮，或者说叫什么皮酱，怕不西。那么今天这一期视频呢，不是女性向应声，其实是想让大家更了解我。我做的视频类型也不仅仅限于女性向应声，之后会做更多类型的视频呢，希望大家期待期待。那么 UP 主今天呢，是想给大家读一篇文章，是哈利波特的第一章英文版。这也算是 UP 主的一个兴趣吧，就是平时会想着去阅读一些有趣的英文书籍，是为了帮助自己考4-6级。这期视频呢，其实就是 UP 主单纯的想要去录。那之后呢，还是会给大家每天都更新女性向应声的大家不要惊慌失措不要觉得我转型了这一期呢就是一期娱乐视频大家听得开心就好了。如果有发音上的不准确呢，请大家帮我纠正，因为我真的不是专业的。Chapter 1 The Boy Who Lived. Mr. and Mrs. Dursley of number 4 Privet Drive were proud to say that they were perfectly normal. Thank you very much. They were the last people you'd expect to be involved in anything strange or mysterious, because they just didn't hold back such nonsense. Mr. Dursley was the director of a firm called Grounings, which made drills. He was a big, beefy man with hardly any neck, although he did have a very huge mustache. Mrs. Dursley was thin and blonde, and had nearly twice the usual amount of neck, which came in very useful as she spent so much of her time craning over garden fences, spying on the neighbors. The Dursleys had a small son called Dudley, and in their opinion there was no finer boy anywhere. The Dursleys had everything they wanted, but they also had a secret, and their greatest fear was that somebody would discover it. They didn't think they could bear it if anyone found out about the Potters. Mrs. Potter was Mrs. Dursley's sister, but they hadn't met for several years. In fact, Mrs. Dursley pretended she didn't have a sister, because her sister and her good-for-nothing husband were as un-Dursleyish as it was possible to be. The Dursleys shuddered to think what the neighbors would say if the Potters arrived in the street. The Dursleys knew that the Potters had a small son too, but they had never ever seen him. This boy was another good reason for keeping the Potters away. They didn't want Dudley mixing with a child like that. When Mr. and Mrs. Dursley woke up on a dull-rainy Tuesday, our story starts. There was nothing about the cloudy sky outside to suggest that strange strange and mysterious things would soon be happening all over the country. Mr. Dursley hummed as he picked up his most boring tie for work, and Mrs. Dursley gasped away happily as she wrestled a screaming Dudley into his high chair. None of them noticed a large, tiny oil flutter past the window. At 8:30, Mr. Dursley picked up his briefcase, packed Mrs. Dursley on the jack, and tried to kiss Dudley goodbye, but missed, because Dudley was now having a tantrum and throwing his cereal at the walls. "Little tyke," chortled Mr. Dursley as he left the house. He got into his car and backed out of number 4's drive. 那么以上就是这一期的全部内容了。因为明天还要上课，所以没有给大家录太长时间了。这期也只是一期试录啊。那么之后大家有什么想听的类型？除了女性响应声，其他想听的视频呢，可以跟我说，我尽量会满足大家的。那么粉丝群的事情呢，已经建好了，等之后大家陆续进去就好了。好，来一个告别啊！这里是 PP 你们的 P 酱，那么下期视频